Hello and welcome to Informatica support videos. This is Asmita from Informatica GCS, and in this video we will talk about Informatica parameter files. The agenda of this video is to see what is parameterization, what are the things to keep in mind when using parameter file, and then we will see a demo of the same. What is parameterization? Informatica parameter and variables are used to minimize hard coding in the ETL or in the design, and thereby it increases flexibility, reusability, readability, and avoids rework by changing anything in the design. Parameter files provide us with the flexibility to change the parameter and variable values every time we run a session or a workflow without disturbing anything in the mapping. A parameter file will have two sections. First is the header section. This section is used to identify the integration service, folder, workflow, worklet, session to which this parameter or variable apply. Second is the definition section. This section contains the list of the parameters and variables with their assigned values. What are the things to keep in mind when using a parameter file? The first is type of the parameters and variables. This includes service variables, service process variables, workflow and worklet variables, session parameters, mapping parameters and variables. Properties you can set in the parameter file. You can use parameters and variable to define many properties in the designer and workflow manager. Parameter file structure. You can assign a value for a parameter or variable in the parameter file by entering the parameter or variable name and then providing the value in the single line. Parameter file location. You need to specify the parameter file location to use it for the workflow or session. Now we will go ahead and see how to create a parameter and then use it in a workflow. So now I will create a mapping and then I will pass a variable in this particular mapping using parameter files. Here I have created a mapping in which the data is getting passed from a source to the target. So which is a database. Basically both the source and the target is the database. So let's first go ahead and see what we have in our source. So let's just run this query and we'll find out what is there in our source. So we see that there are 5 records in our source database. And now we will see what we have in our target. We do not have anything in our target so far. So in source we have one column named as ID where the values are like from 1 to 5 and we will be doing parameterization using this particular field. So let's go. So now I am back to my designer and we will see whether our mapping has any defined variable or parameter or not. So we will just go to our source qualifier and in the source qualifier we will go to our properties and then we will go to SQL query and we will see if there are any mapping variables or mapping parameters. So we see that we do not have even the mapping variable or the mapping parameter. So now I will go ahead and create a mapping parameter. So we need to go to mapping tab, click on the parameter and variables. We will add this and then we can give any name as per our choice. I am giving ID here and then it is stored as a variable. We can select parameter and we'll just click OK and then we'll again go back to our source qualifier and then we will see that our parameter has been added. So in case if you want to create a variable, similar way you can go to the parameters and variables. You can just select the parameter. You can change your data type. depending upon the usage, and then we can use it. So basically I am creating a parameter here, and then I am using the value integer. So I'll just say OK to save the changes. So now I'm using a source qualifier query, and then I will be providing the filter condition where I will say that my person's ID is less than whatever we have defined in this ID. So let me just do that. So person's ID is less than ID. So this is the filter condition which I am using, and then we'll go ahead and validate the SQL. Okay, we need to specify the password. I'll just specify the same, and then we will validate it. No errors detected. Now we'll save it. So once this is done, I'll go ahead and create a parameter file now. So before creating the parameter file, we will go ahead and create a session and a workflow for this particular mapping. So here I have already created a session for the same mapping and a workflow for the same. So my session name is s underscore map underscore parameters, and the workflow name is wf underscore s underscore map underscore parameters. So I'm specifying these because we are going to use these values in the parameter file. So let's go ahead and create our parameter file. So the first thing which we'll be using in the parameter file is the folder name. So my folder name is folder underscore 1. We need to provide the square braces, and then we need to provide our folder name. And then we'll have to put a dot and then provide the workflow name. And after that, we'll have to put a dot again and provide the session name. So I have done the same. So you can also provide this information in the structure like this. So basically we can provide different arguments on the different lines with the square braces. You can use any of them, and at the end we will have to add the parameter whatever we have defined. So I'm just using ID, and then I'm providing the value 3. So as per our logic, this mapping should reflect the values which are greater than 3, where the ID is greater than 3. I'll just save this particular parameter file. Now we will go ahead and update the parameter file details. So I just went to my session and then went to the mapping tab, and then we will go to files, directories and command, and then we will provide the location of our parameter file. So we need to make sure that along with the location, we have to provide the complete parameter file name with the extension. I'll just say apply and OK. So this is my parameter file location, and this is my parameter file. You need to make sure that you give proper permission for this particular file to be used in the workflow. Then we will go to our workflow, edit the same, and then go to the properties and add this particular parameter file location here as well. We'll just say OK, and we'll just save the changes. Now we are done, and now we can go ahead and start our workflow. So let me just start my workflow. We see that the session is successful. Now we will go ahead and see in the database. So we will run this query now. We see that it has been loaded with the 2 data where the ID is greater than 3 as per our settings. Also, if we see our workflow log, we will see that this parameter file has been picked. In case of any errors when the parameter files is not picked up, you can refer this workflow log. Now we'll see the session log as well. Okay, so in the session log, we will see the SQL query which we have kept, where it has picked the 3 value, which is nothing but from the parameter file, and the affected number of rows is 2 as expected. With this, we finish our demo session. You can refer to our knowledge base articles in case if you encounter any issues while using the parameter files. For more details on parameter files, you can refer to our advanced workflow guide. The link has been given in the slide. We would love to hear from you. You can write to us on supportvideos@informatica.com or tweet us on InfoSupport. Thank you so much for your time.